Hello, everyone. Welcome to our new consultant orientation Zoom tonight. We're really glad that you were able to hop on and to join us. And I wanted to do a quick intro because I know I haven't met a couple of you on here. So just a really quick intro. My name's Tracy DeMario, and I'm the Superstar Director for the Scented Bliss family. Some of you might have other directors that with a different team name, but you're all under my umbrella and part of our family. So we're super excited about that. I joined Scentsy in November of 2008 for some mommy money. I was a stay-at-home mom of three children with autism, and my youngest was not quite 3 years old when I joined Scentsy. I thought it would be great because I loved the products and I was purchasing it. And even though I had never sold anything before and barely knew how to check email, that it would just be something fun I could do and that I could enjoy just for, like I said, to get some nail and hair money, basically. So with that, oh, somebody needs the passcode. Oh goodness, gotta love that. Cassie, do you remember what the passcode is? Hold on. Sorry, everyone. Let me just send this to her real quick. Oh, I found it. Okay, I sent it. Sorry about that. Okay, so with that, I joined for Mommy Money, and I quickly learned that people love fragrance. Men, women, young, old, everyone was loving fragrance. I was doing really well, and I just decided, you know what, I want to make this a business. And I really enjoyed the fact that it was a really healthy distraction away from my home life, which was very consuming, raising children with disabilities. And so it just became my happy place and like my mental health break. And I just took it and ran. And as a result, have been very blessed by Scentsy, both financially. I was able to retire my husband after 2 years of hitting the pavement, selling some Scentsy and sharing it with everyone, and meeting some incredible people. Some of my dearest friends and who I call my family are all a part of Scentsy. And of course, I've traveled all over the world with the Scentsy incentive trip. So the blessings are abundant, and you're not here to hear all of that, but I've been very blessed, and I love nothing more than sharing those blessings with others who join the opportunity. So, those of you that are on tonight, I'm super excited. I'm telling you guys, you can do as much or as little as you want with this, but we're going to be here to support you. Cassie Baker is on with me tonight. Cassie is one of our directors, and she is fantastic. She's going to be a great resource. She will also be monitoring the chat tonight. So, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. You'll see a lot of Cassie in our group because she is kind of a big deal. She's kind of a hot shot. She does a lot of things well. So you want to definitely duplicate her if you are trying to really make this thing a go. So with that being said, let me just kind of explain the plan here. I'm going to quickly go through my agenda for the evening. You can use the chat for questions, and then once I get through all of the process, then we're going to have live Q&A. So you'll be able to unmute, ask us questions, anything you need. Cassie and I and others, I know there's a couple of sponsors on the call here as well. They'll be able to hop in and to assist you as well. So don't hesitate to ask questions. We just want to wait till the end unless you're using the chat. Now, if you are on live and your device says iPhone and doesn't have your name listed, if you would use the chat to drop your first and last name and the month and year that you joined, that would be really helpful for us as well. So if you could do that now, that would be really helpful. So I think it might be easier if I do a screen share right now so that you guys can kind of see a couple of the things that I'm going to be pointing out and showing. So while I'm doing that, Cassie, if you would just take over monitoring the chat for me, that would be great.
I've got you.
Okay. Okay, you should be seeing my screen. If for some reason you're not, again, Cassie, let me know.
We can see it.
Okay, so I'm going to log into my workstation right now, and hopefully you've all had an opportunity to do that. Your dashboard is going to look a little different than mine because you are new consultants. So you've got a little bit, you've got some new information or some different information on yours as a new consultant. But the parts I'm going to focus on are going to be the same. So let me show you a couple of things. On your dashboard, if you notice, I went to the menu, which is the little lines on the top left. That's where you're going to find your menu. The dashboard is going to be the first place you need to make sure that you spend some time paying attention on your dashboard. So I'm going to click that right here, and I'm going to view my dashboard. Now, once you're here, you're going to have a circle that's going to tell you your current PRV, and you're going to want to pay attention to that because we do have some new consultant awards, which we'll touch on here in just a second. And that's where you're going to track your PRV. So you're going to want to try to pay attention to that. On your dashboard, you're also going to have a new consultant checklist, which is going to pertain of some success paths. So these are very short trainings that you have an opportunity to watch and to click through. As you're watching them, if you have questions, write them down so that you can message your sponsor or your upline director, and they can assist you with any questions that you might experience through that. So you're going to want to do that first things first. Now, next, I want you to go to the account tab of your workstation. Well, not like right now. I just want you to watch me go to my account tab as I struggle to find it here. Here we go. Up here on the top right, account. So I'm going to go to the account tab here. And while I'm here, I'm going to scroll down. I want to point out a couple of things real quick. First of all, it's your website subscription. So when you enrolled, you had the opportunity to enroll in a 90-day free website. So this is no cost to you. After 90 days, if you plan to continue to utilize your website, you will then be charged the $15 per month. It is not required. It is optional. It's encouraged, especially for those of you that are like, I really do want to make some money or make something out of this. Then I do recommend you maintaining the website. There are a lot of great things that come with that, and we can touch on that a little bit later. But some of the highlights are if we have any flash sales or any like Black Friday type of sales type things, which we do have throughout the year, you're only going to be able to access those on the website. Another great benefit to the website, of course, is if you decide you want to build a team, then you're going to need a website to do that as well. We're also going to touch base on Scentsy Club here in a few moments. And again, that's another benefit you're going to need the website for. But if you join this as a hobby, mainly for your personal, goods, or you're just going to kind of play in this, totally fine. It's not required. And you can place your orders on your workstation in the back office as individual or party orders. So it can be done that way. All right. So once you have your website, I want you to go in and I want you to edit it. So make some notes as we go through this. If you've already done this, then congratulations. Good job. Awesome. That's great. If you're like me, when I joined, I literally needed someone to like walk me through step by step, sometimes 2 or 3 times, and that's okay. But make some notes. One of which the things I want you to do is I want you to put a picture on your website. I also want you to edit the story on your website and the join section. And it's going to prompt you to that when you click edit here. Now, some of you are like, but my story, I don't really have a story. Well, just put something. It can be 2 or 3 sentences. I love fragrance. I think Scentsy is a great product for fragrances. It's something I plan to do, part-time, whatever you want to put. Under the join part, just say, hey, you know what? I'm really looking forward to this. If this is something you think sounds like a good time, I would love to be your sponsor. It can be that short and sweet. Just get something on there if you can. Next, we have our monthly subscriptions. These are optional, but they are consultant perks. So if you choose to subscribe to the scent or the warmer of the month, which each month we have a new warmer and a new scent that comes out. If you choose to subscribe as a consultant, then you're going to get that in advance. The first shipment goes out on the 15th. So for example, you could subscribe today and you will get the warmer and or scent of the month, depending on which you subscribe to. It'll be processed tomorrow. If you're like, oh, I don't get paid till the 20th, no problem. You can go in here and subscribe on the 20th. You have until the 28th of the month to enroll. By doing so, this is going to give you, again, the warmer of the month, includes the new warmer. It's going to include 8 Scentsy bars, 1 pod, and 72 scratch and sniff stickers. And again, you're going to get it before the rest of the population can order it on the 1st of September. The scent of the month contains all of the above except the warmer. The scent of the month is $35 a month plus tax and shipping. The warmer of the month does vary based on the cost of the warmer. So that can change a little bit. Okay. So that kind of explains that program. Again, completely optional, but it is a neat little perk. And it's a great marketing tool. So you can use this as an expense, a business expense as well. So that's a really nice piece. All right, the other part I wanted to point out. So I'm going to go back over here to the menu and I'm going to click on more and I'm going to click on calendar. So Sensi has a consultant calendar that's loaded in your workstation. And what's really nice about this is you can sync this to your devices. So I'm not going to do that right now, but you will see over here to the right, it's going to say subscribe to calendar and it will walk you through the directions depending on the type of device. I personally have an iPhone, an iPad, and a PC, all of which I subscribe to the calendar on. So regardless of what device I'm on, I can see when was Sensi Family Reunion? When is the new consultant welcome call that corporate's going to do? You know, I can see when all of the things are happening within Sensi. It's going to really help you,
Oh, yeah.
especially those of you that are working full time. Maybe, you know, you're a full time caregiver, stay at home parent, and you're like, oh my gosh, I already have so many things to do. This could be a really helpful tool if you just have easy access on your device. So I wanted to point that out as well. Now, something else I hope that all of you are already a part of, but we have a Facebook group for our organization, and it is called the Scented Bliss Family Group. So this is our Facebook group. You can request to join. Just be sure that you answer the questions whenever you do so. I want to highly encourage it. I'm not going to lie. It is a very busy, very chatty group, but there are endless resources and ideas that other consultants share. This is also a great place you can ask a question because there's a good likelihood someone else either has the same question or they've already solved it or they have the answer. And so they will help you with that. So I want to highly encourage you to become a part of this group. A couple of things I want to point out about the group in case you're fairly new to Facebook. We have the featured posts. You'll see here right underneath the word manage. Those are going to be like pinned posts, things that we feel are important that you are referring back to or may need to refer back to often. So those are going to be under the featured area. If you scroll over, you're going to see the guides. Guides are similar to what I call file folders. So we can dump a lot of similar things in the guides. Events is where we're going to post both corporate and within our group trainings and upcoming events that we are hosting. So you can pay attention to those events and you can RSVP, and that's where you will find out when and where all the things are going on. And then, of course, the albums. So this is really helpful. While our workstation does have a lot of marketing material, I find it very easy to utilize our albums. Consultants are great about sharing things in here, and there's just an endless wealth of information. They're uploaded or updated often. So, for example, you'll find an album called August. Well, if you check it 2 days from now, it's going to have new images in it because people are constantly adding. So you're going to want to make sure that you're checking that out. So that's a little bit about our Facebook group. The other thing I wanted to point out is the Sensi Family Consultant page. So let me see, where's that going to be on here? Oh, got to get out of there. Just I'll pull it up for you. Oh, there we go. So you're going to want to like this page. This is a page that is managed by corporate. And within this page, this is where they've got constant fun little trainings, really quick trainings. They're usually 2 minutes or less, talking to you about how to create a reel on Instagram, for example, or on Facebook. Anytime they have any events that are happening, those are going to be posted. And one of the things I would love to see all of you guys participating on is every month, on the last day of the month, we have an end of month live. On this end of month live is where our owners of our company, sometimes the president and other corporate officers, are on, and they're announcing and sharing all the new products, all the things that are coming up. And it is something we all enjoy doing. It's typically the last day of the month at 7 p.m. And you're going to find out about that if you have liked this page and turn on your notifications. Another little tip is feel free to follow both myself and Cassie. As I mentioned earlier, Cassie is one of our directors in the group. She has a very big social following. She does a great job on socials. And I know I feel comfortable saying the same for her as with me. If you see something I post, you're always welcome. You don't need to ask permission. You are welcome to utilize that content as well. So I want to flip back here real quick now. And I know I'm going quick. So make your little list, make your notes. But I want to get through this so that we have some time with you. And because I know some of you maybe have already gone through and accomplished some of these things. So, but I don't want to assume. So I'm going through this quickly. I did want to point out the training section of your workstation. If you go to training, there's a couple areas I want to point out. One is the training events there you're going to see. So training events are corporate events. They offer a new consultant training orientation, which I highly recommend you join. It's going to be a little bit different than this one. And they have weekly trainings every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Now, I realize many people are not available at that time. But if you go to the training events tab of your workstation and you register for these events, they will email you the recordings. And if you're like me, I spend a lot of time in my car, and therefore I utilize these recordings and I listen to them in my car while I'm driving from place to place. And that is a really good option for me. Another thing I wanted to point out while we're here is the consultant guide. You're going to see that just a couple areas down under training events. Depending on what kind of kit you purchased, I know many of you took advantage and you were wise to take advantage of our Smart Start kit this month and last month. You probably did not get, well, I know you did not get a hard copy of the consultant guide. Here is your consultant guide that you can download to your device. You can certainly print it out. You can actually even order one for $2. The next time you're placing an order, just type in the word guide and it will pull up, and you can add it for $2 to your cart if you want a hard copy. I really want to recommend that you make time to read entirety the consultant guide. It's a short, quick read. I still refer back to it from time to time, but in here, it's going to specifically spell out the different awards that you have the opportunity to earn as a new consultant. Those take place the first 15 days and the first 70 days, and ongoing, there are additional awards as well. So spend time in the consultant guide, get familiar with it, know where to find it, and access it so you can refer back to it. Now, while we're here and you see the FAQs, when I was a new consultant, again, I needed all the help I could get, a lot of it, because technology does not come natural to me. I came a long way, but trust me, I'm still very slow learner when it comes to this stuff. And I went through the FAQs, I printed them all out, and I put them in a 3-ring binder because I'm more of a visual person and I like to touch and feel and refer back to things. I don't have that memory that just, especially as I get older, that just remembers everything I saw and read or where I found it. So if you think that would be helpful for you, then great, print them out, put them in a binder, or at least know how and where to access them. So I think that will be really helpful. One of the other things that I wanted to point out here, which I'm going to see if it's there. Okay, it's not. And if you go to the search bar, I want you guys to, let me find out what it's under. It's oh, there we go. I just saw it. The product training guide. You'll see that here on my page. Again, if you purchase the $9 Start Smart kit, you did not get a hard copy of the product training guide. This is also available for purchase for $2 and can be added to an order, but you can download it to your devices. You can certainly print it out. I can tell you that majority of my customers do not realize that we are far more than warmers and wax, more now than ever, and we just have more product launches coming very, very soon. The product training guide is going to give you quick information about all of the products that we offer, from the air purifier to our fragrance flowers to our essential oils, all of our different products, some of which maybe you've never personally experienced or you don't own personally. That's okay. There's no expectation to know it all or to have it all. But if you know how to access the information, you can utilize this product training guide and you can get some quick 20 or 30-second little commercials on each one of our products. And you can study it. You know, I spent a lot of time in a car rider line. So these are the type of things, my catalog and my product training guide, just reading through them and kind of studying them and getting familiar and comfortable with the products. And again, you don't have to know all the answers, but this way you know where to go and get the information, right? So I wanted to make sure and point those out to you as well. Okay, so we talked about that. This is a very exciting month. I know as a new consultant, it can be very overwhelming because there's a lot of information that can get thrown at you. And that's why this call is being recorded. If you need to watch it once, twice, 3 times, there's no judgment. If you have a whole list front and back of questions, no judgment. That's what we're here for. But this is a transition month. And what that means is we do have a lot of products that are going to be retiring that may or may not ever come back. We honestly don't have any way to know until they reappear. Okay. So with that being said, the majority of our products are 10% off, which is a great time for launching your business because people love the idea of getting on sale. That also means come September 1st, there's going to be a lot of new products, a lot of new and different products that you're going to have the opportunity to share. So you guys get to maximize both August and focus on those August items that are available. Then you can start September 1 sharing the new items. Okay. And there's going to be a lot more conversation within the group and on our Zooms about all of that. So right now, I just want you to focus on what is currently available in August when you're sharing Scentsy. That's your focus right now. I also want to discuss your launch event. So if we go back over here, get back over here, and we go to training, new consultants, I believe it's going to be in here. Well, actually, I'll just search. That makes it even better. So we highly recommend, but don't require, you to have a launch of some form. Now, this can mean different things to different people. There's no right way, wrong way. It can be a multitude of different things. But having some form of a launch event to share with the universe that you are now the new Scentsy sister or mister in town. If you find out on your success paths, it should walk you through the launch event. But if you can't locate them, you forget where you saw it, simply go to the training center of your workstation and type in the word launch, and it will literally walk you through the different options. You can work closely with your sponsor and your upline director so that they can assist you with these launches. And I'm going to recommend that you do two. One that you personally do, maybe it's one you do in your home, maybe it's one you do online, maybe it's one that you do with your coworkers after hours. And then ask your friend, your neighbor, coworker, cousin to do one as well within the first 2 weeks of your launch, ideally. You want to try to have 2 different launch parties. That's going to ensure, typically, that you get off to a really strong launch. And you know what? If that doesn't present itself, oh well, it's not about what you didn't do, it's about what you do going forward. So that's what we want to focus on. It's never too late to get busy and to get going. Okay, so we talked about those things. I'm going to now quit the sharing real quick so I can come back to you all. I think. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Yes, there all of you are. Very good. Very nice. So now I want to talk about a few other programs, and then we're going to open it up for questions. So one of which is we have what's called Scentsy Club. And this is a newer program. We have had it for a couple of years, but I like to bring this up with new consultants because oftentimes it can be very confusing. So I'm going to do my own 30-second commercial on Scentsy Club. Scentsy Club is basically an opportunity for your customers and or yourself to subscribe. It costs no cost to join, no cost to cancel. The only costs are whatever you put in your club subscription, and it's for consumables. So if you personally love French lavender and want to get 6 bars every 2 months, then you would put that in your club. You're going to get it as a discount, and the shipping is discounted. If you need light bulbs 1 month, well, for one of those orders, you can add light bulbs, cotton cleanups, your laundry products, any consumable items you can add to a Scentsy Club subscription. You pick how often you want to get it. It can be monthly, bi-monthly, or every 3 months. And you get to set all of that up. So when you're first learning about Scentsy Club, I strongly encourage you to go to your website, click on Scentsy Club, and pretend you're creating a subscription. Play around in there so you can see what it looks like. The #1 selling feature to Scentsy Club is the Always Get My Bar. This month is a great month for that. In fact, tomorrow, August 15th, is the last day for Bring Back My Bar. That's a campaign that as a company we run twice a year. These bars come back typically for 4 to 6 weeks only, and then they may or may not ever return again. So if you haven't had an opportunity to look at that Bring Back My Bar list, tonight would be a good night to do that. And if there are some scents on there that you can't live without, then you want to make sure and create a Scentsy Club subscription and add those bars. Well, for the rest of the universe on August 16th, they're going to be retired. If you have it in your Scentsy Club subscription, they will make it for you forever, even if you're the only person that has it in their club subscription. So play around with Scentsy Club, and that is something you can offer your customers. Next, I wanted to discuss the Scentsy Connect app. This is one of the things that those of us that have been around a while can tell you for certain. If you do great customer service, you will always be in business. You're always going to have customers if you take care of the ones that you have. And they're going to refer you to new customers. So your business will continue. I still have customers that have been with me over 15 years because I consider my customer service to be my number one priority. There are multiple ways to do customer follow-up, but corporate has made it very easy for us through an app called Sensi Connect. It is a free app that you can get on your devices. And by utilizing Sensi Connect, it literally is going to walk you through your daily tasks of follow-up. It will give you the scripts of what to send, who to send them to. It makes it as simple as it could possibly be. Now, as a new consultant, if you haven't had any orders yet, yours is going to be pretty boring. There's going to be a lot of zeros there. But the sooner you get that Sensi Connect app and you start utilizing it and make this a habit as you're growing your business, you are going to be farther ahead than so many other consultants that don't understand the importance of providing that service. So Sensi Connect. Lastly, almost lastly, we're almost there. I have to talk about the incentive trip. So Sensi does incentives throughout the year. We always have an annual incentive trip. And some will say, oh, but I'm new. I don't have a chance to earn that. And I want to tell you, you are flat out wrong if you're thinking that. So I want you to flip your mindset to I am going to earn the Sensi incentive because every single year there are tons of new consultants that earn these trips. This year's incentive trip is either a trip to Mexico or it is a trip to our Sensi family reunion, which is our convention. You get to choose, like if you would rather go to convention over Mexico for whatever reason, then you're welcome to do that. It is a family trip. So this is an opportunity that you can earn for your family, up to 8 people, including yourself. And I went to South Africa with Sensi a few years ago in 10, I think-ish, maybe 2011. And I remember sitting next to, at the Elephant Sanctuary, sitting next to a lead consultant. She had been with Sensi for 1 year when she earned the trip. And I thought that is so cool. How awesome is that? So there are opportunities for you there. You get a lot of different incentive points for being a new consultant. So if you decide to take this and run with it, I'm telling you right now, there is a place for you in Mexico with Sensi on the incentive trip. And that can be found on your workstation. When you go to the menu and you go down to more, you'll see a tab called incentive, and it will break down how you can earn points to do that. So I want to point that out. And last but not least, so I know many of you guys are thinking, well, Sensi's a home party plan. I don't want to do parties. Well, guess what? We don't make any rules. This is a business. You get to choose how you want to work it. Parties is one opportunity for you in business, but there are many others. For example, there's parties. You can do fundraising with Sensi. You can do gifting. Gifting is a huge arena. Big corporations and even small businesses, they gift to their customers and to their employees. Huge for Sensi. There's Sensi Club, which I just touched on. There's the online piece, which Cassie has mastered, right? Where she gets the majority of her both team members and her business from socials. There's events, which is my passion. I absolutely love doing pop-ups and doing events. There's realtors, because guess what? They're buying closing gifts from somebody. It might as well be you, right? And of course, there's the join opportunity. Whenever you do decide, if you do decide to build a team, there is bonuses that can be achieved by offering and sharing the business opportunity. And of course, the contact tab or your follow-up. Here's what we know is when we take good care of a customer, they're going to come back. We sell consumable products. So in our follow-up is another income stream. Now, I just listed several things. You don't have to do all of them. You don't have to do none of them. You can create your own way. But if you are really trying to do this as a business and you're really wanting to see more of a financial impact, I'm going to encourage you to pick 1, 2, 3, or 4 of those things that I listed and learn about them and focus on them. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. My social circles online are not great. They're not the same as Cassie's. Now, I don't work it the same way she does, right? So I don't get the same results. I play in it. I consider it a piece of my pie, but it's a very small piece of my pie. I do parties. I enjoy doing parties. But again, that's a little bit bigger piece of a pie, but not a big piece of my pie. Events would be my biggest and my follow-up. That's where I see the bulk of my monthly PRV. You get to choose, though, what you want your business to look like. And I want to challenge you to pick more than one thing off of that list. Take your time. This is not a race. It doesn't have to be a race. Some of you guys sign up and you just go. Others, like me, need a little more time to process things and to work through things and to plan. And that's okay. Just know that you have upline support that's here to help you do just that. So with that being said, Cassie, we're now going to open this up to questions. Is there anything in the chat we need to address first?
There are no questions in the chat.
No one has asked any questions?
Nothing.
Did they already know all of the things? Wow. So,
Okay, there's one right now.
Okay. So, all right. Help me out, Cassie.
This is from Brooke. I'm not even going to try to say her.
Oh, yeah. She's one of my big deals. Okay.
Tonight was back to school night, so I stopped at the PTO table and talked fundraisers. I'm feeling so drawn to that avenue, and I gifted a fragrance flower to our first grade teacher.
Oh, I
That's
just
awesome.
love that. You know, one of the Scentsy virtues is give more than you take. Like that comes from our owners down. That's their philosophy. They live that, they demonstrate that, and they encourage us to do the same. And so way to right out of the gate do that. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Janelle, I see that your hand is up.
Just one thing I wanted to add on the first things first list is when they watch the videos, they have to actually click the radio button to get credit for it if they're working towards an award.
That is
correct. I
correct.
did not know you had to click the button and almost missed out.
Yes, that is correct. And I know I've had people say, well, mine isn't clicking. Mine isn't. You have to click within the circle. You have to put your little mouse on it or your little finger, depending on your device, to actually mark that off. So it can be a little tricky when you're not quite sure what you're doing. So this is your guys' opportunity. Like I said, I threw a lot of information out. Hopefully you have long lists. And please don't feel there's no question that's silly, not appropriate. Like you can literally ask us anything. Like for real.
And chances are, if you have a question, someone else probably has that very same question.
Yes. Yep.
I want to throw in just a little bit about being personal, because a lot of people come into this and they see, especially people who join me, they see me posting on social media and getting sales and doing all the things, but I've worked very, very hard to get to where I am with social media. So most people are not going to have the same results on social media as me. So if you're one of these people and you're coming in and you are posting something on social and you're not getting the attention that you thought that you would, I would encourage you to do personal messages, personal text messages, call people, reach out to your warm market, those people that you know that will help you launch your business, and then go from there. Because a personal message one-on-one is going to go a whole lot further than a social media post would. Keep those posts, keep posting, but also incorporate personal messages into that.
I think that is really valid. You know, this is how I initially started, and I still think it's the way to do things today. And that is, I went through my list of, you know, who do I do business with? You know, who was my insurance agent? Who was my stylist? Who was my friends that were realtors? Like you know, people that I've done business with or that I knew worked outside the home. And those were my go-to people that I wanted to make sure they knew I was now the Scentsy lady in town, and that they knew how to get a hold of me and the things that I could offer. Because I recently have started attending a ladies networking meeting so that I could meet new people. And when I shared with them, like how I packaged up my fragrance flowers and some of the back to school teachers gifts that I had done, they're like, oh my goodness, like I never thought about Scentsy for gifts. I just think about it, you know, in my home, like me personally using it. And they were just like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I could totally use these. One lady ordered 24 back to school things for me, you know, for all of her kids and all of their teachers. And so we have to take those opportunities. You know, if you've been paying, I've been paying premiums to my insurance guy for many years. The least he can do is know I'm a Scentsy person. And when he's buying his employee gifts, he needs to think of me, right? So we're not bothering them. We're doing the same thing they did when they earned our business. So the same is true in return. And just like Cassie said on socials, So I am totally, if you guys want to do a VIP group, some of you guys have had good success with that. I am not anti-VIP group at all. I just never had one because I just knew I couldn't keep up with another thing because my plate is just always overflowing. So I've always used my personal wall for sharing Scentsy. And I will tell you, with all of our different licensing deals that we continue to get, that has been really beneficial to me. I had a couple of high school friends that had never bought Scentsy from me, but when I posted that we had Star Wars items, they both were brand new customers to me. And now they're regular customers because they had their first purchase was a Star Wars warmer. Had I had a VIP group, they would have never said, "Yeah, I want to be in her VIP group," because they could have cared less about fragrance for that matter. It wasn't until they saw TIE Fighter and they had to have it. And then they're like, "Oh, well, I guess I could get some of the stuff to put in it. Oh, and now I actually enjoy this experience. So I want more," you see? So I have found a lot of success at utilizing my personal profiles on my socials.
Absolutely, me too. You have to think about that your personal profile, that's where all the people that you already know, that's where they are. And so to put yourself in a box in just a VIP group and say, I'm just going to share it here because I don't want to bother anybody, yada, yada, yada. If they're following your page or if they're your friend on social, it's for a reason. And it's because they either enjoy your content or love following you, whatever. So don't be afraid to share your business on your personal page. Joanna says, my boss went and bought an angel warmer from Tracy today for another staff that lost her mom today at the state fair.
So somebody did come up to my booth and bought the angel warmer, and they said, "Oh, you're going to see Tracy there." And I didn't know, obviously, that was you. But oh, isn't that, yeah, that was really sweet though. I thought that was really, I was really touched that she thought, because our warmers, they are like they can serve a lot of purses, a lot of things to people. And I mean, flowers, of course, are a wonderful, gift. But this warmer, she's going to have forever, and she's going to remember that somebody thought of her during this time when they get gifted it to her. So thank you for sharing that. And it's neat to know that that was you. So that was really nice. So yeah. So like I said, we're going to be here with you for the whole ride, and we're super excited to watch you guys launch. Again, we're available. You can just shoot us a message whenever you need us, and we'll do our best to take care of you. But utilize our Facebook group as well, because there's such a wealth of information. And as you guys see your successes, don't be afraid to share that out also, because again, one of the best things about this business is being able to help others. And you may come up with an idea or concept or post something that by sharing it in the group, it helps somebody else as well. And that's what this is really all about. So with that being said, do we have any other last minute questions before we wrap this up?
Doesn't look like it.
Okay, well, thank you guys for getting on. This is going to be recorded, so I will be uploading the recording. If any of you guys would like it to listen to again, then feel free, and I'll be sharing that with some of our other new teamies. So welcome aboard, guys. We're happy to have you. Good night.
All right.